Hello there, Captain Prairie here. This is a 2004 Honda Rebel 250 cc's. This is not what we're going to be working on today, but a sneak peek of something that we're going to be doing in the future. This here clutch is giving us some fits on this. We just got it, but that's going to be the next project. Today, we're going to do the valve job on the old Lifan Xpect. So hang on while I get this shop cleaned up. This is a mess. By the way, this here lift, motorcycle lift, or I put my four-wheeler, the lawnmower, motorcycles, bicycles, what have yous on there. I'm going to give some information on this because it's only about 1,100 doll hairs. And if you got an air compressor, this thing is well worth the money. If you like wrenching on bikes, lawnmowers and stuff like that, get yourself up off the ground. All right, let me get this set up and we'll be back. All right, we got the right bike up on the lift here now. Step numero uno is to take these side panels off, at least on the right hand side of it. We're going to take the seat off, but you got to take the panels off first. That's what engineer goofball over there says anyway. He's got his tools laid out here so we can knock them over and lose all them things. I took the time to sweep the floor and the lift off on account of, if you've ever worked on anything like me, you're going to drop stuff because you have no finger dexterity, and it's a lot easier to find stuff when you don't have a bunch of Joe Dirt on the floor and everything. So we're going to take these panels off, and they say, wherever they is, that a feller has to take the gas tank off. So Junior there has done his best to run her pretty near empty as possible. Which doesn't matter because I think I can get around taking the whole thing off because I'm inherently lazy. But we're going to do that. Get it up out of the way anyway so we can get to the valve cover and then get to the valves. We'll lift it up there when we get the chance there. What on earth? Goodness. All right. Enough Tom, Harry, and Dick foolery. We're going to get going. All right, I'm back. I'm back real quickly. You can see what we want to get to is way up under here. So that's why these side panels need to come off. The seat needs to come off because if you're going to take the tank off or get it loosed, you're going to have to get there anyway. Boy, this thing is dirty. Goodness. You got to search around for these bolts that hold these side panels in. See? Wouldn't have been able to find that. A bunch of rocks and spark plugs and engine parts. Just like I said. All right. We'll get this panel off. Before we take the tank off loose and everything, I'll show you what kind of clearance we have there and what issues we're going to run up against to why we have to do the tank. All right. We have Mr. Seat off. Side panel off. Have not taken the other side panel off because once again we are lazy. So the tank here just has this one little bolt to take out of there, and there's probably a crossover something or other up here. I'll have to dig around in there and see if I can find it. Maybe not. Probably is. But I'm going to search for that. See what the crossover hose would do, because there's the center in here that the frame rides on. It separates the two parts of the gas tank. So in order to get fuel from one side to the other, there is a tube that goes underneath. Usually, not sure if that's the way on this one, but this right here is what we're after. Pop this off, and then the valves will be right under there. We're also going to take the spark plug out. Wash that off, make sure it's in good condition and gapped properly. We're also going to see if we can get into the air filter and make sure that's nice and clean. So once I get this tank up, I'm not going to take it all the way off, I don't think. I'm just going to move it up out of the way. And if there's still not enough room, then we're going to take it off. Stand by. All right, Junior here is taking off the valve cover bolts. 4 of them, 2 on each side. It's like magic. Here's the tank. What we did is just propped it up here. There isn't a crossover something or other tube, but what we did find was this here. There was a tube connected here. We just squirreled it up by that vent, which was why we didn't take that cover off, because we're smart, ahead of the game. So watched a video on a feller that bought a hawk. Good reason not to get a hawk is they on their petcock there, it was loose or cross-threaded or something, leaking more than a bad pair of Depends, so he had to order a new part. You won't find an issue like that on these here Lifan Xpects. So we'll get these off and see if we can clear this up and then get to them valves. All right. Right, we've got all of the valves out there. I'm going to use the old air compressing device and just spray off in here to make sure there's no dirt and debris in there. And then I'll take this off, and then I'll take the plug out so we can find top dead center. But because I don't want anything falling down in the cylinder there. But we'll see if we can get that puppy off. And wonder if I've got to take that off. And when I say I mean Junior. But we'll see if we can bust that out of there. And then we'll show you what it looks like when we get it out of there. And we looked up the specs on another video. And Junior there told him to write it down, put in his walleye, which he did. And I think off the top of my head that it's 0.06 to 0.08 on the intake and 0.07 on the exhaust. So we'll see what they are, because I'm thinking that's what the problem is. What the bike is doing is sometimes just out of the blue at a stop sign or something, it'll just die, just flat out die. And wasn't running just quite right. But that's what the symptoms are, and we're going to go to do the valve thing, because that's what everybody with the Lifan Xpect says. And we'll let you know what they are. Stand by. All right, here's what we did. Got the valve loose. Used a thing in here to get it to top dead center, or where there's no pressure on that. And oddly enough, folks say that the lash is tight, but the intake is 0.06 to 0.08. This is a 0.1, and it fits in there pretty easily. Come on, feller. I got this light in here that's producing a lot of heat, which is just fine on a 90-degree day. But the 10, there it is, the 10 just slides real easy in there. So we're going to have to tighten these up a tick. Let's see what the old exhaust one is at. I have to put my readers on for this. Goodness. That one's probably a little... That one actually might be right on. Where's my 8? Here's a 7, which I think exhaust is supposed to be a 0.05. It's still going to be big then. Here's a 6. Oh, can't fit a 6 in there. I'll see what that one is. We're going to adjust the exhaust first, or the intake first. So you have to loosen this here nut up, and then you'll turn the top of that to tighten it, and then hold that while you tighten the nut down, and then check it again. and then check it again, and then check it again. So that's what we're going to do, and we'll let you know what we're doing as we get to where we're at, and then we'll know what we did. All right, we've got everything buttoned back up. Everything's tied in there. Boy, that exhaust one was a bugger. The exhaust one was tight. So we had to loosen that up to 5.05, and boy, it was a bugger in there. Trying to get it dialed in right. The intake, we're at a point loose 0.6 and a tight 0.7, so we're right on there. Go ahead and start it up. I'm going to turn the fuel back on.
Okay. Hopefully I just need fuel back.
There we go. Oh, where are you? Okay, fire it up. A bit of a backfire there. But I'm having to throw the seat on, and we're going to leave that cover off. Just have them take it for a ride. Go ahead and shut her down, get your tools picked up, and put the seat on without the side covers. Well, I tell you what, there was a day when I used to wrench on things where I used to use so much foul language it sounded like Morse code. But if you just take your time, expect things to happen, because things will happen. You'll figure out a way. So anyway, that's the valve job. We're going to take it out on a little test ride here and see how it runs. And he says he's going to clean it up, which I doubt, but he might. Does come with, this is another thing I like about the Lifan Xpect, comes with its own tool case, and we didn't have the right plug wrench to take that plug out. So we had to use the one right out of the tool kit. So you just put her over the plug there, put a screwdriver through the hole, and twist on her. So, all right. I think we forgot to do the air cleaner, but we'll figure that out later. We'll just loosely put the seat on and go for a ride and make sure everything's. Hey, if you don't hear back from us, then it turned out okay. But thank you for watching. If you have any questions, put them down in the section of the hoop-de-dinks, and we'll get you answered up. If you like these videos, if they're helpful, give a thumbs up. You don't have to. You can give a thumbs down. Or if you like the channel, prescribe to it. If you don't like the channel, then don't. Because I think if you do prescribe to a channel, they'll give you notifications and such when a feller puts on a new video. But Lifan Xpect, valve job. We'll see if we done did a good job. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you won't hear from us again until the next maintenance thing.